Welcome back, everyone. Well, of course, turkey is the star of Thanksgiving dinner, but you can't forget about the golden pumpkin. And most people would say, have you ever made your own homemade pumpkin pie? No. Let's back up a little bit. Have you ever roasted your own pumpkin and made your own homemade puree?
No, but I am very much intrigued, and I don't think you have to be a pro. As a matter of fact, junior chef Molly, a child, Diana, our executive producer's daughter, has 2 pumpkin recipes to try, and they were made with this homemade puree. I'm excited to try.
Hi guys! Today we're going to be roasting a couple of pumpkins, and I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to puree them. So first things first, we're going to cut the tops off of our pumpkins. You need a really sharp knife for this. We're going to hack these things in half. Alright, now we're going to scoop out the insides. So now we're going to put the pumpkins on a pan lined with aluminum foil and parchment paper. Then we're going to put the pumpkin halves downward so you can see the outside of the pumpkin. And now we're going to cook it at 400 for 40 minutes. Now we're going to scoop out the pumpkin and put it into our food processor. We're going to puree it. Now that we have our pumpkin pureed, we pureed it a little more so that way it has no chunks. We're going to take it and put it in the fridge for 1 hour to chill. Today we're going to be making 2 recipes. Our first recipe is pumpkin scones, but with some cranberries in them because it's National Eat a Cranberry Day. First, we have 2 cups of flour, which we're going to mix with 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of both baking soda and salt. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. This is what makes chai taste like chai. 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice. Now, we're going to mix it all up with a whisk. Okay, so now we're going to take 1 cup of our pumpkin puree and mix it with 2/3 a cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 cup of sour cream. And don't forget, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now we're going to mix it all together and put it in the fridge. So now we have 1 stick of butter, grated, and we're going to mix it into our dry ingredients only until incorporated. Now we're going to mix our pumpkin mixture into the dry mixture and then fold gently. Once it's mixed, we're going to add a cup of cranberries and then fold it all together. Now, you're going to take a buttered scone pan, plop it on in, sprinkle it with raw or turbinado sugar, and put it in the oven at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. Scones. Now, on to the second recipe. First, you're going to crush 1 cup of ginger snaps. We have 16 ounces of cream cheese, which is 2 bricks, add 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar with 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Let's blend it up. Now we're going to add 2 cups of pumpkin puree. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, sprinkle of cardamom, and a sprinkle of ground cloves. We're going to process it again. Now it's time to put it all together in a jar. Now is my favorite part. Whipped cream!
All right, Mike, he's trying the cheesecake here, and
Yes, we tried the scones, and that's some of the moistest scone I've ever had.
I'm gonna
So
give it
you
a
try that. I've already tried a bite of this, and this is the no-bake
Molly, you did
cheesecake.
great.
And
Don't mind me talking about a mouthful. Delicious.
and a really good, distinct Good pumpkin flavor in that.
I see the difference with the homemade puree, like that from scratch. I can taste it. All right, Mike, we're going to keep eating.
Thank you, Molly. We have snacks. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Molly.